How's it going, YouTube? JayWithTheKid00 here, coming at you guys with a tournament diary slash deck profile of the Dragon Ruler deck, which I took to locals yesterday. Forgive me if I sound really weird in this video, I'm a little bit sick. I probably shouldn't have gone to locals yesterday, but I ended up taking this to what is now my regular locals, seeing as it's moved days to a Wednesday. And I ended up going 4-0 with it, only taking first place, and but sadly one of my wins was a bye, so like I can't really class it as amazing. I realised like while I built this deck and tested it on Dandylion Network, and I think deck profiled it once, I'd never actually taken it to a locals, so in the week building up to that locals, I ended up really refining the build, really looking into things that I enjoy playing, like through player preference, and this is the build that I kind of arrived at. There are going to be some changes, because it's highly likely that I will play this for the Wales Gold qualifier that's coming up, which is going to be a regional sized event. And I will more than likely play this because it's what I'm more comfortable with. I prefer this to Mermails at the moment because it's faster and much more consistent. But there are some changes I would make, but this was kind of built for the local level, and I'm pretty happy with how it worked out. So I figured let's just get into the list, and I'll talk about my matchups afterwards. And I'm really sorry about my voice. So, of course, we played the 12 big dragons and the 3 blaster, the 3 Tidal, the 3 Tempest, and then the 3 Redox. There's really nothing much you have to explain there. Like, it's the bit that everyone will rage at. Then we play 2 D.D.R Dragon. I really like D.D.R Dragon in this deck. A lot of people like play it at 1 or don't focus on the engine. I think it gives you really, really powerful access to 2 incredibly strong cards. The first one being Ancient Fairy, which is incredible in the mirror match or against Prophecy. And the other being Black Rose, which is just amazing against everything. So, why not? I then play the 1 Corsesca. I'm really considering bumping this to 2, but I haven't decided what to cut for the second yet. And then I'm playing 1 Flamvell Guard, because Guard is good. Guard is very good. Then for the D.D.R Dragon targets, like those 2 were already D.D.R Dragon targets, but I play 2 Trooper. I still really like Trooper for the game 1. He almost always comes out moving into game 2, depending on what I'm up against. Against some like rogue decks, I like it. I like to keep it in. But in the mirror and against the Prophecy matchup, it comes straight out going to game 2. I then play 1 Dandylion because this opens up so many plays, and with Redox this is incredible. And I then play 1 Trigon. I'm going to say to a lot of people who won't understand the Trigon, don't even look at its effect. Its effect is irrelevant. What is relevant is the fact that it's a 500 attack, level 3 fire dragon. So it's searchable by blaster. It can be used for blaster's effect to pitch. It can be buried by ravine. So it's just a much more versatile target for D.D.R Dragon. And you can make Explode Dragon Wing with it, but I don't play Exploder because I didn't have enough room. But those are a few of the things you can do with this. Pretty much ignore its effect. You will never use it. But it's there because it's so versatile, because it's a dragon and a target. So that's those. And then the hand traps I played, because it was the local level, I wanted to keep them quite general. So I played double Veiler, double Maxx, siding the 3rd. I tried 3 for a while, but the 3rd was really cloggy. But the 3rd will go back in for the competitive event, because when it clogs, yay, I have more than 1 Maxx. And then I play 1 Swift Scarecrow for stopping demo TKs. So that's the monster lineup. I don't think there's that many cool text in the rest of the deck. I mean, none of that was really original, but this deck isn't original. And for the spells, I play 1 Dark Hole, 1 Book, 1 Gold Sarc, and a tech which I was planning on testing, but I never actually drew, was Creature Swap. This is something that I was fiddling about with. I don't think it's a very good card in the deck, and this is just something that I wanted to have fun with. But we play a lot of like what I would consider bad monsters. Like we play the double Veiler if it's bad in certain situations. We play the Trigon, play the Dandy, we play 2 Trooper, play those tuners, and we play D.D.R Dragons that can get Veilered. So all of those, and like maybe even like attack position Redoxes and things like that, all of this is pretty bad. Like they're pretty bad cards, yeah? And it's also incredibly good in situations where you're being stared down at by your opponent's Crimson Blader. And you can go, drop a guy, take your Crimson Blader, attack over your guy. Sorry, attack over the guy I just gave you. And then you basically reverse the lock. And it was just something that I was having fun with on Dueling Network, but I never actually drew it in real life, so I can't really comment on how good it was. It will be taken out now, but it was there. And I then played one D.D.R. because this card is like Reborn. This is Reborn, so why not? Why wouldn't you play Reborn now that Reborn's banned? Then continue on, I played 3 Dragon Ravine, because Dragon Ravine adds so much consistency to the deck. It's incredible. It's one of the best cards. One of the best spell cards in the deck. It's just so strong. Like, basically, if you get this and you manage to kind of control it on field, you will win. If you can't control your opponent's Ravine, you will lose. That is why Ancient Fairy Dragon is a card, because it can immediately turn the tables on Ravine. But, like, this is why I've bumped up to the 3rd, because it really is the winning card. Like, it's so good. I then played 3 Sacred Sword of 7 stars. Sacred Sword is just Sacred Sword. It adds so much draw power to the deck. It's a constant +1, and it's just so powerful in the deck. Helps you get towards your power cards like your Ravine and your return from the different. So you really want to be playing that. I'm then playing double Cards of Consonance. I feel that 3 is way too many, so especially with my Toon account. So I like 2 cards. That's fine like that. And then for the traps, I'm really considering Regeki Break, but I don't have it in here at the moment. Like, I need to cut stuff. But I'm playing double Vanity's Emptiness and 1 Return from the Different Dimension. It's because it's the win card. So that concludes the main deck. On to the extra deck. The extra deck kind of contains a few, I guess, fun choices, but not really. I'm playing the Formula Synchron because I'm playing the Shooting Star, because you can make it really easily in this deck. So that's my explanation for Formula Synchron. I'm then playing Mistburg Clausolas because it is an out to Ophion. It's an out to a lot of different things. It's just really powerful. The fact that you can go, like, get a Dandylion into the grave, summon a Tuner, make this, and then summon any big dragon and kill anything because of this card's effect. It's just quite nice. So, I like Clausolas. Then I don't play any 4s. I play 1 ally just as Catastor as my 5. I feel this is the most generic 5. People have told me to play Armades, but I don't know, I quite like the Catastor, so Catastor's what I'm playing at the moment. I might change it. And then playing 1/6 because D.D.R Dragon plus Maxx is a play, and your opponent will be dropping big synchros quite a lot. So Orient Dragon is in there for dealing with like the Stardust locks that you get. I'm then playing 2 7s in the form of Black Rose Dragon because it's uber removal, and Ancient Fairy Dragon, which is in my opinion one of the best cards in this extra deck, because of the power it has with Ravine and the ability to just get Ravine out of the deck for you if your opponent has a field spell, or if you have a field spell. Like, you can pop your own field spell, gain a K, and get a new Ravine. So you can play Ravine, activate its effect, get a new one and activate it again, so you can bury 2 guys per turn, and almost always set up, like, you can usually set up about 3 colours off of that play, so it's quite nice. So Ancient Fairy Dragon is there. I absolutely love it. It's really strong. And then play 1 Stardust, because Stardust is Stardust, defense. Scrap Dragon, because you need it for the aggression. Like, Scrap Dragon puts in so much work. Colossal Fighter, because it's so good against attack position blasters. Like, people turn 1 blaster, and it's like, okay, Colossal Fighter, kill it. It's also really good against Crimson Blader, which I play 1 of. Like, you can run the Colossal Fighter into the Crimson Blader, and the Crimson Blader will die, and then you can steal the Crimson Blader. So, like, if your opponent has, like, Blader and a dragon that's smaller than Blader, you can make Colossal Fighter, run it into Blader. Colossal Fighter and Blader die. You can then use Colossal Fighter's effect to bring back your opponent's Blader to your side of the field, and then that Blader can attack over one of their monsters and seal you the game, pretty much. So I'm just going to move these down a little bit more, because we're going to do a second line now, because we've run out of camera. And then play 1 Star Eater, because of D.D.R Dragon. Like, you can go D.D.R Dragon, get back one of the level 1 tuners, summon 2 big dragons, and make a level 8 and a level 11. So you can make Star Eater and Crimson Blader, or Star Eater Stardust Dragon, which is pre-boss. So that's a thing. Then you can play 1 Shooting Star. I really like Shooting Star because it's an absolutely boss card. This plus Vanity's Emptiness is like way better than this plus Vanity's Emptiness. It's so strong, but you want to not have Ravine on field if you're going to do that, because then they can just like Ravine over the Ravine, and then you're going to get this big eyed and things like that, which is horrible. So you want to be careful that the only way that they can kill the Ravine is, the Vanity's Emptiness is by destroying a card, which this can stop, so it's quite nice. I then play 3 Xyzs in the form of 2 Mecha Phantom Beast Dracossack. Some people say don't play 2, but I've needed 2 on multiple occasions, so the 2 are in there. It's just a thing. And then one number 11 Big Eye, or numero 11, or whatever 11 is in Italian. Grande Occhio. I like my foreign cards. And then, of course, the infamous Dracossack tokens. But yeah, that's the extra deck. Let's get into the side. The side is really hodgepodge. It was built when I got there. And half the stuff in the side is like stuff I got in trade when I was there. So just like take it with a pinch of salt. The first card we're going to talk about is Meteion, the Time Lord. Meteion, I got it in a trade just before the event started, and I thought, hey, I have a 14 card side, I'll throw this in. So I threw it in, and it ended up winning me a game, round 2, in time, against in the Dragon Ruler mirror. Like, I was able to drop this and just go swing and deal damage, and it was the last turn, so Meteion. Continuing on, we played the second Swift Scarecrow, just in case I played against anything OTK. Like, it was locals, so you want to have those rogue decks like in check. The third Maxx, there's no explanation needed for that. It should be in the main if I played a competitive event. The one Electric Virus, and that's the monsters that I sided. Like, the Electric Virus should have been Veiler, but I couldn't find my Veiler. I couldn't find the third one. I played one Xyz Encore. The Virus could also be the second Encore, but I only have one. So I wish I had two, and I wished I had two in the Evil Swarm matchup that I won with great difficulty. So I kind of needed that. So that's Encore. The 3 MST, which need to be sided. Like, the MST is so good in the mirror against all the decks that side in like Iron Wall and things like that. And hey, I finally managed to buy in near mint Ultras, because my Ultras were really knackered. So yay, new Ultra MSTs. So of course we're going to play those. I played double Skill Drain. So, again, it was locals. I didn't know what I was going to be playing against, and like I felt the Skill Drain was going to be incredibly powerful against like all the rogue decks that you get at locals, and I wasn't wrong. Like, it was very, very good against the Evil Swarm player. I believe it won me my match against the Evil Swarm player, so it was quite nice. I played double Divine Wrath. This is really good against Prophecy, the mirror. It's pretty much good against almost every matchup. Like, it's main deckable, but I really wouldn't recommend main decking it. So that's the thing. I then played one Mystical Ref panel for reasons that I won't explain at the moment. People already know it. The one Deck Devastation Virus and the one Eradicator Epidemic Virus, just to be generic and take out more rogue stuff. So yeah, that rounds off our deck profile and our tournament report of Dragon Ruler. It's not Dragon Ruler Plants, because there's only one. It's only the one Dandy. It's just Dragon Ruler. Like, people were calling it other things to try and get off the blame of playing Dragon Ruler, but it is Dragon Ruler. And to ultimately talk about how my actual matchups went, round 1 I had the bye, which was I was kind of upset about that because I really wanted to test this deck for Sunday, but hey, it is what it is. Round 2 I played against a Dragon Ruler player. I won round 1 because I had both my Maxxis in my opening hand, I'm fairly sure. Round 2 he ended up kind of overpowering me. He had the return when he needed it, as far as I'm aware. And then round 3 I managed to get a good Vanity's Lock quite early on. And that just ended up sealing the game for me. Round 3, I ended up playing against Mermails. I ended up getting a game loss round 1 because I had not sided out. I drew my opening hand for the game, and there was a Meteion in my opening hand, and I called the judge and said, I haven't sided out, what are the procedures? He said, it's a game loss, proceed straight to game 2 and fix your deck. So I fixed my deck, and I ended up managing to win game 2 and 3, so I was pretty pleased with that. I didn't want to lose because of a game loss. And then round 4, I ended up playing against my good friend Dave, who was playing Evil Swarm, which was a horrible matchup for me, understandably. I ended up winning game 1. I won the die roll, and I believe I managed to establish a pretty strong field going into the game. No, I believe I played one card. I played Ravine. I won the die roll, played Ravine, and he scooped. He explained that he'd opened really bad, and it just wasn't going to be worth playing, and we should go to game 2. Game 2, he managed to, I think, Ophion set 4. And I managed to try and play it out, but he had the safe zone, he had the ways out of it, so he just had the plays. And then game 3, I was going first, and I managed to just put... This was when I actually managed to put stuff on board and managed to just take control of the game from there and lock him out of his Ophion plays. And the skill drain really, really put in some work in that game. So that was my matchup. So it was only a small locals. I only won 4 boosters, and I pulled like ass anyway. But it was a good laugh. It was good to be able to test this deck, and I'm pretty happy with how it performed. I still think that this is nuts, but I'm kind of glad the meta has slowed down enough that a really kind of hodgepodge deck like this is good, rather than like the stupidly consistent Dragon Ruler variant. Like, this is beatable. This deck is beatable, whereas the other stuff is just dumb. Like, the other stuff before was just dumb. So I'm pretty happy with this format. A lot of people are going to say it's a bad format, but it's a format where the top tier deck isn't 100% indestructible. It's just a really, really popular and highly played deck, and that is why it's topping all the events, because everyone's playing it. But otherwise, that's been about everything I wanted to talk about. This has been Jamie the Kid 00. I hope you enjoyed. I'm really sorry I haven't brought that much content out recently. I've been very busy, but I will produce stuff as and when I can. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.